Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So one thing I would like to tell you, or I want you guys to understand before starting this video, is that there are many of my friends and colleagues who are cribbing about the fact that they have wasted their time in this lockdown and they haven't done anything productive. So I just want to tell you guys who are thinking in a similar fashion that you are at your homes, you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your family members, and most importantly, you're taking care of your mental and your emotional well-being at this point of time. That is the most productive thing which you can do right now. Apart from this, if you're trying your hands on to new things, that's just the cherry on the cake. But the cake is that you are trying to be positive in this time of crisis, which is more than enough which you can do right now. So please, it's a request from you guys that don't take unnecessary pressure and don't take unnecessary anxiety or any sort of guilt trips that you're not doing anything extra to make this quarantine productive. You're doing more than enough, guys, by staying home and taking care of yourself and your loved ones. So coming back to today's video, which is, as you guys have guessed it out, that is exaltation and debilitation of planets in Vedic astrology. So guys, I would like to give you one example. Have you ever wondered why there are some places where you feel comfortable, more comfortable, extra energized, or you feel that this particular place is under my control or under my domain? These are the places where you feel that you can express freely. You don't have to be, putting on more efforts to fetch maximum results out of something. You not only feel strong, but you feel empowered, strengthened, and most importantly, you feel aware of the fact that what you intend to do and what you do not intend to do. Same goes with the planets. Under certain signs, at certain degrees, these planets also feel in a similar fashion. These points turn out to be exaltation signs for planets, where these planets can express freely and they do what they intend to do. Like, they are most aware of the fact that yes, I have to do this. Like, for example, Jupiter. Jupiter is for prosperity, expansion, knowledge, wisdom, and whatnot. So when Jupiter gets exalted under the sign Cancer, which I'll be telling you further, it knows that yes, I am here to express freely about knowledge, prosperity, and everything pertaining to Jupiter. But that doesn't mean that exalted planets would always give you good results, because that's a myth. That exalted planets would always be good and debilitated planets would always be bad. So please don't go with this myth at all. Now, coming back to the contrary situation, where you feel that there are places where you feel very suffocated, frustrated, at times claustrophobic, that no, I cannot express freely because the environment or the aura around you is such that you feel at your weakest. You feel that even despite putting maximum efforts, you're not fetching similar results as you should get. Similar happens with the planet. When certain planet comes under certain inimical sign at certain degrees, it feels exhausted, drained, suffocated, and it feels like it's doing a lot of struggle to do what it should do, but it's not getting that results. So that particular point becomes the debilitated point for the planet. Now, what happens is that I have seen many people telling that, if I have one exalted planet in my horoscope and if I have one debilitated planet in my horoscope, okay, now what is there, that they are just cancelling each out and the effects are nullified? No, it's not like that at all. I always insist on this particular point that thorough evaluation of your birth chart is of utmost importance when it comes to predicting anything for anyone. You cannot just see one particular thing and say, okay, fine, Venus is exalted, you're going to have wonderful marriage, you're going to have superlative form of your relationships. No, it's not that. I have seen that people having, exalted planets, 2-3 exalted planets in their horoscope, and still they're having miserable life. And people having 2-3 debilitated planets in their horoscope and their fame is rising, like, they're on the cloud number 9. So you don't have to just predict for any person by just looking on to exalted signs or debilitated signs and such that, because astrology is very vast and there are n number of permutation and combinations which are happening in your birth chart, in your horoscope, and you need to look into those and give them their due consideration. One more thing which comes under the domain of exaltation and debilitation, and this thing is very important for you guys to know, that it's not only that exaltation will be in relation to positivity and debilitation will be in relation to negativity. Basically the thing is that exaltation of any planet means that that particular planet is fully aware of the thing which it should do, while debilitation means that that particular planet is not at all aware, or it doesn't matter to that planet whether it's doing what it should do or not. Okay, for example, I'll tell you, if you have exalted Jupiter, that means under that particular house in which that planet is sitting, that planet knows that, okay, I have to expand this house, I have to give prosperity to this house. It's aware of what it should do, what it intends to do. Similarly, if you have the debilitated Jupiter, things pertaining to that house, that particular planet Jupiter, will be unaware of that. It doesn't know if it has to, give prosperity to that house, if it has to expand that house, and even if that house is getting expanded, or even if that house is not getting prosperity, it doesn't matter to that planet, because it's in its debilitated form. That is, it is in its least phase of awareness that what it should do. So this is also one, approach, that how planet takes that approach basically when it is in its exaltation state and when it is in its debilitation state. So there are many things which you should know about exaltation and debilitation. You just cannot give one word to exaltation means the maximum positivity, and debilitation is the minimum positivity or maximum negativity. So since now you know what exaltation and debilitation means, so let's quickly see which planet gets exalted in which sign and which degree. Sun gets exalted in Aries 10 degrees, Moon gets exalted in Taurus 3 degrees, Mars gets exalted in Capricorn 28 degrees, Mercury gets exalted in Virgo in 15 degrees, Jupiter gets exalted in Cancer in 5 degrees, Venus gets exalted in Pisces 27 degrees, Saturn gets exalted in Libra 20 degrees, Rahu gets exalted in Taurus 20 degrees, Ketu gets exalted in Scorpio 15 degrees. Now let us see the debilitation signs of the planets and degrees range. Sun gets debilitated in Libra 10 degrees. Moon gets debilitated in Scorpio 3 degrees. Mars gets debilitated in Cancer 28 degrees. Mercury gets debilitated in Pisces 15 degrees. Jupiter gets debilitated in Capricorn 5 degrees. Venus gets debilitated in Virgo 27 degrees. Saturn gets debilitated in Aries 20 degrees. Rahu gets debilitated in Scorpio 20 degrees. And Ketu gets debilitated in Taurus 15 degrees. Guys, now you know that which planets gets exalted in which sign and which planet gets debilitated in which sign. One more thing I would like you guys to know, that when you see, like for example Jupiter, it gets exalted in 5 degrees Cancer. So even though Jupiter sits in Cancer but the degrees are like 20 and 25, you won't say that that planet Jupiter gets exalted at its fullest. No, it will get exalted in 5 degrees only. Don't think that, okay, you are seeing your Jupiter, it's in Cancer, you guys are, you guys gets excited like it's exalted. No, it's not exalted. It will give its maximum result of exaltation when it is sitting in those particular degree range only. So you have to take care of that particular scene as well. And similar goes with the debilitation also. You see Jupiter sitting in Capricorn and you get disheartened like, oh, my Jupiter is debilitated. You have to see degrees. See, I know there will be effects of exaltation and debilitation as planet sits in exaltation and debilitation sign, but the effects, the maximum effects it would give being in that exalted sign would be fetched when it is in those degrees range. So you have to keep this in mind. One more thing I have seen that, you know, degrees, nakshatras, divisional charts, these are certain things which are not given their due importance in astrology by many astrologers, but they are very, very important when it comes to predictive astrology. So these are very important things, and you should take this into very, very good consideration when you are predicting anything for anyone. Now I want you guys to just see this chart. This is Lord Rama's chart. Okay, so in this picture you can appreciate that first house in sign number 4, that is Cancer, Jupiter is exalted. In 4th house, which is sign number 7, that is Libra, Saturn is exalted. In 7th house, in sign number 10, that is Capricorn, Mars is exalted. 9th house, in sign number 12, that is Pisces, Venus is exalted. So as you can see, in 7th house, Mars is getting exalted. So many of my friends would say that, you know, their married life would be very, very good, because in 7th house, which pertains to marriage and marital affairs, okay, so by seeing Mars exalted in this house, many of you would say that, you know, married life would be like heaven, and also their gun milap was 36 out of 36. Yet their marriage life was not good. Even though Ram loved Sita a lot, yet they had to undergo too much miseries in their marriage. Okay, so that is one example which I would like to give you. Also, as Venus, which is natural significator of marriage, okay, even it is getting exalted under Pisces, yet you would find that no, marriage life was not that blossoming as it should be. Also, since Venus is exalted and is connected to wealth, luxury, happiness and good fortune and all the pleasures, it made him crowned as an emperor. But since Venus is enemy of Lagna Lord, that is ascendant Lord Moon, so Venus caused hell of turmoil in his life with respect to his wife, that is Sita. Lord Rama's real problem started after his marriage, and his noble and good-natured and very beautiful wife became the cause for his troubles when in exile. It is obvious that the person derived very less happiness from his wife. All these can be attributed to Venus, despite the fact that Venus is exalted in his chart. So, Venus is in a good place and strong. The person possessed strong and pious morals and adhere to monogamy. Since 9th house also represents father, he had to suffer early death of his father as well, that is King Dashrath. These are certain examples, you know, I just wanted to give you that by just looking onto the chart and seeing that, okay, many planets are getting exalted, oh my, this and this thing would be so much good. It's not like that. You have to take many things into consideration. Now, Venus is conjuncted with Sun in 9th house. So that's why you can see why marriage life was, you know, not that good, even despite the fact that Venus gets exalted here. So this is the thing, guys. This is the general information regarding exaltation and debilitation of planets. There are other phenomena which occur in the astrology where there is cancellation of these states as well. For the purpose of predictive astrology, one needs to be aware of other combinations and planetary placements also, such as Neech, Bhang, Raj Yoga and all, where the debilitation gets cancelled out. And in these places, debilitated planets become exceptionally strong to exhibit powerful, wealthy yogas. Hence, a proper analysis of birth chart is essential so as to have precise and accurate predictions. So never get too excited and never get frightened, even if any of your planets are in, you know, exaltation and debilitation signs. There are a lot many other things that are taken into consideration. So guys, this was the basic information of exaltation and debilitation of planets in Vedic astrology. We have a lot more to come in future vlogs. So guys, I hope you like this video. If so, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends as well. Also hit the bell icon down there so that you don't miss any update from my side whenever I post new videos. I shall see you guys soon in my next video. Till then, please take care of yourself, stay home and stay safe. Bye bye.